Hello, everybody. It's a brand new day coming with a brand new episode. Not just any brand new episode. I'm talking about an episode that has so much information that you need to further elevate in your career path and also to help learners navigate into the right career path. As always, I'm your host, Ndibo Chibase, and welcome to another amazing episode of Complacency Learning. Complacency Learning is a show where we host experts from different career fields to come and share with us their experiences towards creating the life that they truly love. I'm talking in terms of career. So in today's episode, we're joined by a very special guest. You know, she's someone who loves to see people succeed, you know, and because she loves to see people succeed, she makes it a mission. She makes it her mission to actually educate people and help them look out for opportunities, you know. So without wasting any time, I'm gonna go ahead and welcome today's guest. Today's guest goes by the name of Miss Tshwarelo Sikwane. I promise you she has so much to share with us, so much that that you might need to go grab some popcorns. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Hi, Relo. Welcome to another great, amazing episode of Complacency Learning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm above the ground, and they say that every day spent above the ground is a blessing. So I feel so much blessed.
I love that. I love that saying.
Thank you. And I have to say that I love what you call this, the smile, how it brightens your face, you know. So that means that you're ready to share with us something positive. Yeah.
You have to be positive. You have to be positive. Life is good. So if you can't complain, you gotta keep it happy all the time. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. So let me ask you to actually introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
Okay, sure. My name is Rilo, like you said. I am a Rhodes University graduate. I was actually laughing about it today about how long ago I was at Rhodes, but I am a Rhodes graduate. I did my BA and my B honors in politics and IR, and I've just been so fortunate enough to be working in the entrepreneurial development space as well as like working with young people. So it's been really great in my career. I've worked at the National Youth Development Agency, and currently I'm at the Ellen Gray Orbis Foundation. So it's been quite a nice journey getting to see, young people kick off their careers and their businesses and being involved in all of that. So that's basically what I do. But currently, I am the association community manager at the Ellen Gray Orbis Foundation. So basically, I work with our alumni and helping them develop their careers, their leadership, working with the community engagement, and sort of pushing that entrepreneurial mindset, whether it's in their careers or pushing them towards ventures. That's a lot of what I do currently.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
I have to say that I love what you do. Eh? And speaking of,
Thank you.
thank you. And speaking about what you do. So, what do you love about your career?
My whole career, I think it's the people I've met, I think that's actually been probably the biggest highlight. I've been really fortunate to work with people that have like a wide variety of people, whether it's my stakeholders, the young people I've worked with. And I think it's always inspiring to see where their journey starts and how they end up at the end once we've helped them and assisted them. And I think that also just encourages me to also keep going in my career and to try other things, because I think I've dabbled in a little bit of everything along my career. So I think that just that inspiration to keep going and finding the next to be able to assist them, I think that's what I love, and I'm grateful for what I do. Yeah.
Oh, what you do is great, eh? And it's very commendable, hey? And, and
Thank you.
and if I may ask, if you really don't mind me asking, is there anything you would like to change about what you do?
I don't think specifically like what I do specifically, but I think just the red tape around how young people get access to like funding for their businesses is something that's like really important to me. I think I've seen when I was both at NYDA and now at the Ellen Gray Orbis Foundation, just the red tape that we have in our country around getting that access to funding for young people that are pushing their ventures, or even young people who are studying, because that's another large part of what I'm doing now is like career development and funding for post-grad funding and all of that. So I think like access to that kind of funding is something that I wish we could have more leverage and a bigger voice around those policies that are being implemented in our country. I think that's one of the griping things that I see happening for us. So if I could change that, I think I'd be the happiest. Yeah.
Mhm. Hey, but I see you're very happy in your career. Hey, the way you think about it and the way you express your feelings around it, it's really amazing, I must say. Hey, like honestly. Um,
Thank you.
and I believe that for you to be where you are, obviously there were, trials and turbulences and all that until you reached the turning point in your life. Is there a moment that you could define for us that you consider a turning point in your life?
Oh, this is going to be like the corniest answer ever, but I really think COVID
Mhm.
changed everyone's perspective because at the time of COVID, I was an outreach officer. So a lot of my work was going out to communities and communicating with them face to face and all of that. And just seeing everything that happened to young people in that time and not being able to see them face to face, I was like, I think I need to do something else with myself. I need to figure out what's next. How do I help in my situation? So I think COVID just sort of changed the landscape of the way that we work, the things that we do, how we're able to, provide the programs that we do. So I think, yeah, COVID just really, really changed me. And I think in that time as well, I moved a bit away from just doing like community work and I started working more closely with our business development units. So I was also assisting with getting like grant funding for young people and sourcing the young people to get more access to what programs NYDA was offering. So I think that that whole time just also made me see a different side of myself as well in that kind of passion that I have in enterprise development as well. So I think it's sort of broadened my horizon as well about what I actually want to do with my career and what other avenues I could take from there.
Yeah, you had setbacks, but yet you conquered, you know?
You have to move forward.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that I appreciated about COVID is like everyone had to pivot. And I think, pivoting and being resilient about that is just like the key things to move you forward in your career. Because I think after that, then I started thinking, okay, like, what are my next steps? What else do I want to do? Where do I see myself going as well as a young person in this country as well? Like, what do I really want to do? And hence also the move from government to MPO, I think a year or two after COVID started. So I really had to rethink what kind of impact and I want to leave behind as well.
Mhm. I think COVID had impact on a lot of businesses, eh? Some were affected negatively, some were affected positively. But as for me, I have to say that mine was affected positively because I've been meaning to go, online to do some online tutoring, through the company. But at that time I didn't have the guts. I was like, I'm so used to just, driving to my clients' houses. So, let me just, people are not open to change. That's the thing. They don't want to adapt to the new ways of
Step
doing.
out.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So for me, and then I started thinking, I was like, what? Let me try it since there's nothing I can do.
Mm.
Please
Mm.
just give me 1 second. My laptop is dying.
Sorry, technology.
Yeah, I forgot to charge it. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Right. So, as I was saying that for me, going online, I had to use the phone like just like this because I didn't have the gadget and all that. When you turn the camera to, the front camera and the back camera and stuff. Yeah. So, so after that, now I started seeing people coming because why? People were fearing, what you call this? Because the way education was being managed, it was managed in a way that parents felt that the children was losing a lot, and they couldn't stand the fact that they were sitting at home. So it became the what you call this, it pushed the tutoring market. So that's how it affected me. But speaking of the setbacks, right? Was COVID the only thing that set you back? Or is there more that you'd like to share with us?
I think um I think COVID was the big one, but I think also just growing up, sometimes you get to that point in your career where you feel like, you've really done what you can. And like you sort of start thinking, okay, I think I had this big mindset change where it stopped being just about like the job, but just my overall career. Like, what do I want to do with this life of mine? And how do I see myself moving forward? So I think it was that mix of COVID and being in my late 20s at that time and just being like, okay, I really need to start thinking beyond just like that 9 to 5, that paycheck, that moment I was having with my job and just thinking long term about like what kind of career do I actually want to have. So I think I think growth just hit me at the same time as well. Yeah.
No, nice, nice. Seeing how much you love your job, and you know what they say about people who love their job so much. They say that they tend to what you call this? They tend to forget about their personal life and focus so much on the job, you know. But it's not me who's saying that, it's just people who say that, you know. So
Okay. Okay.
so with that being said, right? So how do you balance your work life and your personal life?
It's still a journey. I'm still not 100% there. But I think you've also got to realize what's important to you. You know, like there's moments that I've missed of my family, my friends because of work. And I think I had to just take a step back. And especially this year, I've been quite intentional about, that 4:30 hard stop, that switch off my Teams on my phone, switch off the notifications, just so that like I'm also just being responsible about spending time with the people in my life as well. And I think that that's also something that fills your cup up with work, because if you're happy at home as well, when you get to work, you are, engaged, you're fresh, you're there, you're present as well. So you really got to learn to just switch off the notifications and focus, on the people that care about you and worry about you as well. So I think it's just that balance. And I think this year I've also been very fortunate that my manager is also very tough on us as a team about that. He's very much like, guys, 9 to 4:30. We've got to, get into it and focus on that. So he's been really super great in keeping us accountable around that. And I think having a really great line manager is so important in your career and your growth as well. So I think I'm just very fortunate to work with him as well.
But I have to say, it's not something that's easy to learn, hey? Like to just switch off the notifications, stay away from the phones, seeing as how much people have become prisoners to their own cell phones, you know. Every
Yeah.
beautiful moment, they don't even take time to enjoy it. All they want to do is take out their phones and start,
Which
you know. And then now also they also want to check online to see how what's going on. Are they getting likes? Are they getting views and all that, you know? So how do you then learn such a thing? Because the moment people turn off the notifications, something starts to itch inside, and there's that voice that tells them that, hey, what if there's something important there?
like I've really realized, guys, nothing will burn. Like absolutely nothing will burn. And if it does burn, they will find a way to find you. They will find a way to find you if it burns. And I think I always feel like work is really important and developing your career and all of that. But if you're not happy and you're always stressed out and, consumed by it, then you also won't be able to focus on every aspect of it, because you can't get consumed by every single project or every single initiative or every single event. You've got to, really take the time to be like, what are the priorities right now? What's important? And if it's not that important in that moment, or if there's nothing that you can do about it in that moment, because sometimes you get an email at like 6 o'clock and I'm like, well, I hear you, but I need to first talk to A, B, and C before I can give a response. So even getting that email at 6, I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it right now. I have to wait for tomorrow morning. And I also have to respect the other people that I work with, because they have families too and they have their own lives as well. So you've also got to balance that respect that you want to have for people that you work with, because you work with them every single day. So it's also just about drawing that line for them too.
Mm, mm, mm. So, oh yeah, I have
I
to,
feel like you struggle to switch off your notifications. You sound like that type.
the thing is, no, I really don't. The thing is, there's a certain time that I don't touch my phone, you know, because I'm a single father and I live with my son. So
Yeah,
I have to give him time, you know. So what I would do sometimes, I'd put my phone away. So between 6 and 8, I'm not using it that much because I know that he needs my attention. I can't be glued to
exactly.
it, and when he wants my attention, I say, no, not now, just a second or something. Because why? He's gonna go to school and he's gonna go and seek that attention from the other learners or the teachers. So in other words, it's gonna
Mm.
become disruptive, and that's not something that we want from our children, you know.
And you're also just missing special moments with them. You don't know that you might think that that thing that they're coming to you with sounds insignificant to them, but maybe for them, it's like the biggest thing that they want to talk to you about. So you don't want to miss those moments with the people that are around you as well. So I think it's very important to just be like, you know what, I need to focus on people who are important as well.
So that's why I like what you said about that, focusing on people that are around you, because at the end of the day, you lose them without realizing that you're losing them. They might be there and you're thinking that they're there, but emotionally and everything, they're not there. You just seen them,
100%. 100%. I was having this conversation with my partner last night as well about like just being able to be like, our friends need to see us now. Like we need to like not go work on this day because we need to go see our friends, we need to go see our families and stuff like that. So I think like it's very important to just be like pause and not, run away from that.
And hit that refresh button,
100%. Yeah.
So now looking at a wonderful career that you have, right? And I believe there's people that are probably pursuing the same career as the one that you're in. And also to our listeners that are probably also thinking about doing, going for the same career that you're in, right? How can they better prepare for the career that you're in? Is there something that they need to look out for? Is there something that they need to read or watch or maybe get the updates, and what can they do if so?
I think for me, what I've seen, I don't know about watch, read, listen, but two things that I think I've learned in my career is to always just take the opportunity. Whether you're gonna fail at it or it's gonna go bad or it's gonna go great, you won't learn and you won't grow as a person unless you take the opportunities that are offered to you or that just are available around you. And I think I've also learned the importance of having like a really good mentor or having someone that you can really talk to and listen and get advice from, because sometimes people have a different perspective of what you've been doing and can give you better advice because they're looking at it from the outside. Because even, sometimes your friends and your family are so used to you and your personality and how you are. But having that outside person who's coming in with a fresh perspective, who may not know you fully, but that career coaching, that mentorship is so important because you learn a whole different spectrum of life from, different people. So I think for me, getting mentored was like a really big step, and having to admit also to myself that actually I want to pivot my career. I need someone else to talk to, and I need someone who's going to give me that fresh perspective as well. So I think going out there and taking those, we see a lot of mentorship programs out there, a lot of career coaching out there. It's okay to drop a couple of your coins and, get the right person to say, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to go. And I think that that's been quite helpful in what I've been able to accomplish in my career as well.
Wow, that's such a great advice, eh? like like it really is. So now I like to ask this question. I feel like I haven't asked anyone in a long time, and I used to ask everybody that comes to this show.
Okay, now I'm nervous. Okay, what's the question?
So you mentioned something about grabbing opportunities, right? So for opportunities to come, for you to grab them when they come, you need to they need to find you better prepared, like one of my guests has said, right? So, and for you to be prepared, you need to learn, right? So you can't just be prepared without learning. So speaking of learning, what does it mean to you?
Sure, what does learning mean to me? I think sometimes when people hear the word learning, they automatically think studying and, going to school and all of that. But I've also learned there is so much that you can learn from conversations, from doing, from actually being involved in different things, because you learn every single day. So I think that learning can never be defined in one characteristic. I think you need to do, you need to read, you need to get involved, and you need to put yourself out there as well and be able to also take it in, because sometimes I think you can, sometimes when you're studying just to get that 70% to get to the next grade and all of that, but if you're not taking in anything, then it's also pointless. You're not benefiting from it. So you've also got to be careful about what you're selecting to read, what you're selecting to engage in, what you're selecting to get involved in, because those are the things that are going to shape you as a person and shape the kind of learning that you take in. So I think it's a mixture of things. It can't just be defined in just studying, and you've also got to be a willing participant and listening and engaging with the content as well. Because sometimes we also study things and you're like, I don't even remember what I learned there in first year because I was just trying to get through. But you could have found such, core gems that can actually teach you in other ways. Because I remember back when I was doing my honors, I did a lot of work around like policy development in like a lot of African countries. And I think that also when I read policies now in the work that I'm doing, I'm much more engaged in it, and I'm like aware because I know the impact of the things that we're doing and the things that we're writing in these things. So even though it might not necessarily be in that same context as I was doing in my honors, but because I've learned that skill there, I'm able to apply it in the work that I'm doing. So I think engaging in those things, even if you don't feel like they're relevant in that moment, they can come back and catch you later on in life and be able to assist you in the work that you do there.
Wow, that's nice, eh? I mean, such a great piece of information that you're sharing with us today. I mean, I'm really learning a lot from you. Like, first of all, one of the things is to be confident, love what you do, take hold of the opportunities.
Yeah, one thing about me, I feel like I'm that person who's always like, okay, so what are we doing next? Do you need help? How can I help you? What are you up to? And I think just also asking those questions, because sometimes you find that people are doing something that you never even thought you had interest in until you go up to them and ask them and be like, actually, what are you doing? Like, what are you up to? Because you can find you work in an organization with like 200 people and you don't even know what some other person does. But when you go have that conversation about the work that they're doing, you're like, hey, actually, I'd like to get involved with that. And then you're learning something else there too that you can take back and implement in what you're doing in your space as well.
And I see that going through your LinkedIn profile, I wasn't stalking, I was just doing research.
Of course, I understand.
So I noticed that I mean, you share a lot of opportunities online there. So I'm saying this to support what you just said now. So I feel like with what I just said now, I feel like there's a lot of people that would really like to connect with you. So to those that would like to connect with you, where can they do so?
I think the best way is LinkedIn. I'm quite a fast responder on LinkedIn. So I think, yeah, that if you just LinkedIn, it's my name, exactly how it's spelled here on Zoom. And I'm always willing to answer questions and advise where I can, because I always think back to the people who, like, I would just pop a message to, or people who've seen me in a different space and would recommend me for something else. I think it's always important to connect. So if you just type in on my LinkedIn and just send me a message, more than likely I will respond for sure.
Yeah. So to those that are listening instead of watching, can you maybe give us the handles just so they
Oh,
yeah.
my LinkedIn is Tshwarelo, Tshwarelo, and then my surname Sikwane, Sikwane. So Tshwarelo Sikwane on LinkedIn. I'm taking a social media break at the moment because of linked. I'm very trying to be serious about not doing anything else besides WhatsApp and LinkedIn. So that's the best place to find me is LinkedIn right now.
Nice. I like the discipline right there.
Gotta be focused.
Yeah, you're sacrificing what you want now for what you need later. So that's
100%. And sometimes I feel like social media just is so distracting because you get that pop-up notification all the time and you're like, let me go and see. And I'm like, no, I could be doing something else,
yeah.
let me not do that. So I think it's been good for me so far.
And also, those notifications, you pick up your phone, you want to text somebody about something very serious, a pop-up comes. Now you forget that you're texting that person.
Exactly. You're like, what was I even saying? Then
Yeah.
you've moved on to something else. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be focused this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see that, but I love it. I have to say that. So I have to say that also it's been an honor to have you on this amazing episode. I mean, the information that you've shared with us, I feel that is gonna resonate with many because I mean, it's not just piece of information that you get anywhere. Matter of fact, you should be selling this information.
Thank you. You're very kind. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, not a problem. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. And before you go, can I ask you if there's anything, like it could be a question maybe that you would have preferred that I asked that I didn't, or it could be a quote or something that you've read or seen or watched that really inspires you that you would like to share with our listeners.
Um, a quote. Okay, I don't have any questions. Thank you for your questions. They were great. I'm really happy. A quote. I don't think I have a quote, but I think don't stop. I think that's something that I always tell myself that like even when things don't go your way or things go sideways, like don't stop. Like you need to just keep going, and I promise you it will work itself out. Like if I could go back to like 22-year-old me right after my honors, not sure where this was going, I could just tell her, listen, it's going to work out. Just keep going. Like that's it. Yeah.
As long as you want that diamond, keep doing.
100%. Keep digging. Don't stop. You'll get it.
Yeah. You never know how
Yeah.
close you are, hey? That time when you
And I mean,
might be way too close.
exactly. Now you're gonna give up, and then like it was just a shining. Even if you just feel like just the top of it, just
Yeah.
keep going. You're gonna get it out. I promise. It's gonna happen for you.
No, thank you. I have to say that you rock the show, hey? Like I'm really
Thank
looking forward
you.
to continuous relationship, you know. Such people like you are the ones that we need to keep in our circle, you know, because I mean
100%.
you build one spirit, you help people with opportunities, you know. Like I really love what you do. It's not a lot of people that are doing that, but the fact that you're doing it and you are happy about it, and it's something that you smile about, it's I have to say it's nothing beats that.
Thank you. You're too kind. I think I have to because I mean I'm just a girl from a little village in the Northwest who also needed that opportunity. So Linda, if I can give it to someone else, I will happily do that for people.
Paid forward, I see.
100%. Yeah.
But thank you so much. I really can never thank you enough. But really, the information you shared with us, it's really top notch. I really appreciate it. You know,
Awesome. No, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it too.
thank you. As always, we bring you nothing but the best of the best guests, you know, the ones that who have so much information to share with us. I'm not talking about just any information. I'm talking about information that we need to further proceed in our careers in terms of growth and all that, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's message was very great, and I hope that it resonates with many, and I hope that you truly enjoyed it. And please let us know how you feel about it on the comment section. And while you're doing that, please remember to like and subscribe so you are notified each time we post a new episode. And until then, stay tuned.